What is up, everybody? It is Dynamic here, and welcome back to another MLW video. Today we're going to be discussing some MLW players who I think are going to have a huge second half of the season and come back and kind of revive their image in the league. Now, I will say that this week's video was originally supposed to be a hot takes video, but somebody didn't plug in the mic and the audio was muted the entire time. So I'm sorry about that. But you guys went crazy with the hot takes, the post I did on YouTube. So instead, we're going to be doing a live stream tomorrow on Friday, sometime in the afternoon, to discuss these hot takes. So if you have anything that you want to add, you can just click on my channel and comment underneath the post, and we will go over every single one in that live stream. So make sure you guys do that if you have a hot take. And without further ado, let's get into the video of players who I think are going to have a enormous second half of the season. Now, my first player for this video has to be Drew Davis. He is only batting 173 with an OBP of 250, so not the best, but I think he is going to kind of rise to the occasion. He's the type of player that plays well in big games, and he's going to have a lot of big series and big games coming up, so hopefully he will play well in those. And when it comes to pitching, if he remains the second arm, it really can't get any worse. So I think he is going to improve there, even if it's marginally, because Drew Davis, I know him as a player, he's going to be working hard to try and improve his pitching. One thing I will say about him, though, is him and the Cobras as a team are one of those teams that they ride off of the culture. So if things are going to go worse for Drew Davis, this team has zero chance. Now, my next player for this list is going to be Jack Agner from the Metro Magic. He's batting 154 right now with not the best OBP, and obviously he doesn't pitch or really play too much defense. But in my opinion, Jack Agner is set up perfectly for a ginormous role and performance in the second half of the season. First of all, Grant Miller is leaving the team, which is going to open up a lot of avenues for new hitters, and in my opinion, Magic fans should be confident about the aspect of Jack Agner filling into that role. Obviously, it's an odd year, and we all know that Jack Agner plays better on odd years. Also, Jack Agner has hit 2 home runs this season, and honestly, he is playing a lot better than he did last year. So for me, I'm confident in Jack Agner stepping into that role. Also, Jack Agner always has better second halves of the season. We saw in the 2023 season where they won the championship, he was huge, especially as a contributor, as a leader. So I think he's going to kind of step into this role, become more confident, and I think he's going to start walking more, which is going to be big for the Metro Magic. So I'm expecting a really, really big end of the season for Jack Agner. Now, another guy that I'm not hearing a ton of MLW fans talk about is the prospect of Nick Saylor, who has just been traded to the Downtown Diamondbacks earlier this offseason and has only played in one series. But in my opinion, in that series, he looked amazing. And this Diamondbacks team, while they're not necessarily struggling, aren't playing the best either. So I think he's going to give them a huge boost in hitting. He's one of those guys that tries really hard. He's a great base runner, great fielder, and I can definitely see him going out there and being one of their best players, maybe even taking them to a championship level team. The next player I'm going to talk about here, which might sound like a surprise to you guys, is Shawn Hornberger. Now, Shawn Hornberger was drafted 1 overall, and there's a lot of people already counting him out. Guys, he's missed 1 series, and yes, he's had 2 bad series. It's not the best look, but I am not already sold on this kid. I think he is going to rise to the occasion. Now, he was drafted in kind of a weird situation. It's a super crowded bullpen with guys like Pat Ballman, Jackson Pearson being pretty elite pitchers, and maybe elite isn't the right word, but they both have the potential to be elite, and also Kyle Schultz can always pitch for this team as well. So Shawn doesn't really have a ton of opportunity there, and when he did, he didn't use it correctly. Also, his batting this year hasn't really been the best. We all know it's hard to adjust to the MLW style of play, but I think going into the second half of the season, the Wildcats are going to make a playoff push. And how are they going to do that? Well, I think it's going to be the rise of Shawn Hornberger. I don't think we're going to see him pitch a lot, but I think we're going to start seeing him connect with more balls. I think he's going to be around like a 150 batting percentage when it's all said and done, with hopefully like a 400 OBP, but I don't know. We'll see. That's a lot of expectations for a rookie. I'm just not sold on calling this kid a bust yet. Now, the next player I think is going to have a huge comeback is Trackman from the Eastern Eagles. He is also a rookie like Hornberger. The difference is he was drafted 8th overall and put into a difficult situation. He was expected to be the second arm right away for a defending championship team, which is never easy, and he didn't look great in Slate 1 and Slate 2. I was pretty sold on him being one of those guys that might phase out of the league, but he really surprised me in Slate 3. I like him as a player. I like him as a person. I think he's one of those guys that's going to develop really nicely in this league, and I think his pitching is only going to continue to elevate as the season goes on, and maybe, who knows, one day he can become an ace. Maybe not for the Eagles, but for a different team, but who knows? All I know is right now, I'm buying on Trackman. All right, everybody, so that is going to do it for today's video. I know it was a pretty quick one, but I just wanted to get something out there for you guys. I was working on that hot takes video, and seeing it destroyed made me feel very sad. But it's okay because we got this video out, and I know you guys are going to be excited about that live stream. So if you want to tune in, once again, it's going to be Friday, some point in the afternoon. So yeah, just come through. We can talk MLW. It's going to be a good time. Make sure, like always, y'all subscribe to the content, man. We are one of the only MLW YouTube channels out there that's still kicking it right now. So make sure y'all subscribe. You don't miss any extra MLW content. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.